Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to show you how to use the Candice Behavior Designer in order to create behavior trees visually. Firstly, we need to ensure that we have an agent with the Candice AI controller script attached to it. Up until now, you're probably quite familiar with the Candice Behavior Tree Mono, which is essentially a script that had a behavior tree that was created through code, basically a template. For this video, we're not going to need it, so I'm just going to delete it. Now I can go to Window, Candice AI for Games, Tools, and Candice Behavior Designer. From here, I will be able to create a new behavior tree, load, save, delete, and of course export. Let's create something very basic for now. In order to create our first node, we just need to right click and then select the node that you want. For now, I just want a sequence, and in order to give this node properties, you click on it, and on the top left a little property dialog will pop up. So for this node, I want it to be a root node, so I'm going to select the checkbox. There can only be a minimum and a maximum of one root node in the scene. It is compulsory. You have to have it. I can also change the node type here at the property dialog, so I could make it an inverter, selector, action if I wanted. But for now, I just want this to be the sequence. I think I'm going to only have about 4 actions. The first action, I want to scan for objects. That's great. And for the others, I'm going to want a little bit different behavior. If you see, the action is actually slightly different from the sequence because an action has space for actual code. In order to change the code, you just click on this drop down and you will see all the available actions. For the second node or action, I want it to check if an enemy is detected, so I will select that action or condition. For the third one, I'm going to want to look at the enemy, so I'll select look at, and finally I want to move forward. That's great. So now, in order to connect these nodes, I need to select the out point of the parent node and then select the in point of the child node, just like that. If you see what's happening here, the Candice Behavior Designer automatically knows the index of the nodes based on the connections to the parent and the space that they are on in this little 2D space. So this is the first node and that is the second node because they're the only two connected. As soon as I connect a third node, the indexes change accordingly. 1, 2, 3, and then finally this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Let's save this and call it my test. Great. Our behavior tree is saved. Let's export it. In order to export, you need to select the behavior tree you want in the drop down here and then click export. If I close, I will see here that the behavior tree seems blank, but don't stress. This is some Unity visual glitch that I'm not sure what causes it. However, if you click on any other game object and then click back on your agent, you will see that everything is there. My test with all the nodes. Now, let's run the scene and see how this works. I don't expect this. It's gonna cause some glitchy behavior. Alright, the agent is moving towards me, and now the agent is pushing us into the sky. Nice. Well, that's technically the behavior you asked it to do. Okay, let's be a bit more serious. Let's go back to the behavior designer and let's load. Well, we don't have to load this, we just need to select it to export it, but let's export it immediately to my agent. The aggressive AI melee has been exported, and let me load it just to show you what's in it. This behavior tree is essentially identical to the one in the behavior tree mono. If you remember, there is a function or a behavior tree in the Candice Behavior Tree mono called aggressive AI melee as well, which has a scan for objects node, enemy detected node, an attack or chase selector, then the attack sequence and the follow sequence. It's exactly the same. This is just done visually and the other through code. Let's run the scene and see the new behavior tree in action. There we go, the agent is following me and now dealing damage. If you noticed there by the tree, the agent actually used the obstacle avoidance, which was one of the nodes we actually set in the behavior tree. Let me now show you how to delete a behavior tree. Let's return to Candice, or the Candice Behavior Designer. In order to delete, it's very similar to exporting or loading. You just select the behavior tree that you want and then click delete, confirm, and it's gone. It's that simple. However, the same applies to exporting. On version 1.0.0, which is the launch version, you have to load the behavior tree first before you can delete or export. But on version 1.0.1 and above, you just need to select in order to delete or export. Thank you for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and of course leave a review on the Unity Asset Store. So this is goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.